spicy.
Ladies and gentlemen, continuing on with Epic 56. This next bout will be 3 2-minute rounds in the Bantamweight division. Set to make his entrance to the cage, out of the blue corner, Nguyen.
Here we go. Hungry Nguyen, 1-5, age 26. Weighed in at 134.3 pounds, 5'7", fighting out of Kings MMA.
Kings MMA. Great striking camp.
That's a good gym right there. But Hung's like solid across the board. You know, he definitely has had some really good moments, some close split decisions, you know, that didn't necessarily go his way. So you kind of see that happen. You're like, okay, how can we fill in those holes? But I mean, solid grappler, solid striker, very, like, enough experience. So now it feels like, okay, I can start to implement a lot of these things that I can learn in training. You know, once the butterflies start to go away and you start to settle in a little bit more, this is where I see these guys really turning the corner. You know, around that 6-fight range, that 8-fight range, they start to really look like pros.
Yeah.
You know, they spend enough time in there.
Yeah, after 6 fights, you're pretty much a veteran at this point. And then a lot of these guys, you look at their amateur record, but they're not amateur-style fighters.
Right.
For the amateur, it's 2 to 3 minutes, so you have to be a very fast starter. You got to get out the gate right away.
Yep.
But some guys they're more of a distance guy. So they want to 5 minutes. They want to take it to the 15-minute range.
Right.
And they can show their difference in their game. So a lot of guys in the amateur ranks will do better at pros and some don't.
And vice versa, yeah, right. You have more time to work. If you target the body, if you work the low kicks, if you need to grind them out a little bit, that generally favors you in the pros.
And his opponent making his entrance to the Epic 56 cage, out of the red corner, Audric De Castro.
In Audric De Castro, I remember this guy from Epic ago. 1-0, age 32, weighed in at 135 pounds, 5'3", fighting out of Victory MMA. This guy's nice.
Oh, yeah.
He's nice.
Well, Victory MMA is a great gym. Great camp.
I like the way in his past fight that he was using lateral movement, so he wasn't standing in front of his opponent, being the shorter guy. Yeah. He angles out southpaw. He angles out orthodox. You know, it really makes sure that he's not straight in front of him. Rips the left body kick. You know, definitely looking to see him start setting things up with his hands. But the one thing that you're going to see is that those grappling credentials.
Yes. Well, if you got a grappling gym versus a striker's gym, that's where you want to show your difference. You don't want to come in here, a guy from Kings MMA, he's training with some of those best strikers in the world. They're not a heavy grappling camp. So
right.
They're not putting in those heavy grappling rounds like at Victory.
And the thing I can tell you about Audric, exceptional wrestler, both high school and college, Greco and freestyle.
Oh, yeah, see, that's a huge difference.
Right there. Won several titles, SoCal Regional, California State Wrestling tournaments as well. He's a jiu-jitsu brown belt instructor, training since 2012. This dude, like, you're going to see the transitions, and he's just on that, past the guard, fast.
Yeah, everything he does on the ground should be smooth and effortless.
On the back, quick. The grappling is nice out of this guy.
Classic grappler versus striker matchup.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this bout will be 3 2-minute rounds in the Bantamweight division. Introducing first, out of the David Shapiro Attorneys blue corner. Holding a record of 1 win, 5 defeats, he stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, officially weighing in at 134.3 pounds, representing Kings MMA from Huntington Beach, California. Please welcome Hungry Hung Nguyen. And his opponent across the cage out of the Abassi red corner, holding an undefeated record with his 1 victory, standing 5 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at a ready 135 pounds even, representing Victory MMA and fighting out of San Diego. Introducing Audric De Castro. Your referee in charge of the action, Grady Thomas.
Fight 10 underway. One thing that's sticking out to me too, 1 fight versus 6 fights.
Yeah,
regardless
that's a huge
of record,
difference.
Regardless of records.
That's a huge difference.
Significant difference. I mean, Audric looked sensational last fight. But Hung, he's got the experience in there.
Hungry Hung.
I like the name. he's hungry as well.
Hungry Paws. Here we go. Nguyen opening up with a nice leg kick. And Castro's not playing at all. He wants to close that distance, get to his wrestling base.
Right.
Looking nice and strong.
And I want to see Hung start shifting his hips side to side. You don't want to let those grapplers settle up against the cage against you.
Yeah, you got him pushed nice and flat on the cage.
The one thing I don't like Hung's doing is he's reaching over, trying to score with the overhook arm, right? You give up your back when you do that. Especially a guy again like Audric, you do not want to give up your back.
No. You don't want to give him any kind of position. Right now, Nguyen needs to get off that cage. He needs to use his hips to turn.
Ooh, there it is right there.
Now he's in the place he does not want to be.
Especially against a guy like Audric. You can't make quick decisions here.
Audric staying nice and heavy in this side control right here. But he needs to get to work and get some ground and pound going.
You can see Hung is kind of looking.
Oh, Audric with a beautiful step over.
The mount.
Oh, wow. Those are heavy shots. I heard his head bounce off the canvas off that first shot.
Yep. And you can,
De Castro taking it to his back, looking to transition to a rear naked.
you know how confident Audric is when he's looking over at his corner. Ooh, it's a big ground and pound. And just softening him up. And I think there's a little bit of confusion in Audric's corner. And just a little bit more of the action. Takes him and jumps him back. Really felt his momentum, the weight distribution, but the ground and pound from Mount. I mean,
very vicious. Very vicious, heavy hips. It was hard to get him off.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even really see a lot of big bridges out of a Hung. He kind of just consented to the position.
Well, there's the difference between a high-level brown belt. You're not going to hit any hips explosion. He's smothering him. He's smothering him like a wet blanket on that ground.
I mean, how many people have scrambled on a brown belt?
Not many.
Right. And
either you are better grappler or you're just super explosive.
Right, right.
And Hungry Hung don't look that explosive to me.
He just licked the blood off his face, so maybe he is.
We'll see.
Oh, man. Audric is literally breathing out of his nose still. Mouth isn't even open.
Yeah, he didn't waste any energy.
Oh! Oh!
Hung coming out there taking advantage. Oh!
Oh!
That's their troubles for throwing that ill-advised. They're spinning back elbow, buddy. I think he just pissed De Castro off with that one. Audric is going full blast on it right now.
Inside trip, man, you can see the wrestling.
Heavy hips, about to step right back over into mount. Easy.
Grapevine in. And now you.
Heavy punches again.
And this is not looking good. Both hooks in.
Right on his back again. Hung's fighting. He's fighting. He's making the right moves right now. It's not beautiful jiu-jitsu, but he's making the right decisions of when to spin and how to stay out of certain submission trouble. But right now, Audric is just heavy hips, giving as much pressure as he can. Look like he's going to trade to the arm bar. Cliff dive. He's going to flip him over right here. Right into spider web. Now he has the arm. Now he wants to just extend his hips forward and pull that arm down. He got 30 seconds to work, so he should have enough time to pull us out. Nice hammer fist. Nice transition.
Oh,
beautiful.
Man.
But right back on top.
Just, that's that grappling credentials right there.
Yeah, he's just a dog.
It's the transitions, the moves in between the moves.
Right now, Nguyen is he's just surviving right now. But De Castro is just so relentless with his attacks. Nguyen is not even breathing right now. It's hard for him to get a second to himself to think.
Right, right. I mean, Audric came out and essentially did the exact same thing that he did in the first round. You know, the grappling. Watch this throw right here. Bang.
High level. High level. He's
almost
spun him around.
over-rotated.
Bro.
Just turned him completely over.
WWE style.
Inside trip, just grappling on grappling. Definitely hung in there.
He hung in there.
With his armbar, I thought Audric really was going to extend him, but he stayed tight.
Well, like I said, Nguyen's making the right decisions not to get finished.
Right.
But he's having to just make the right decision to survive. It's not getting him out of trouble. It's not putting him in a better position. It's just he's making the right decision to survive.
And I like the way that he started the first round, right?
Yes.
I mean, at least, like,
he came out with some good strikes, but he can't keep the distance. De Castro's pressure is just far and above.
one more round.
We have another decision on our hands.
You can see Hung's kind of really looking for that left kick. Ooh, another low kick.
That might have been a low knee. But
Looking to
Audric
take
doesn't
him
even care.
backwards.
Yeah. He's going to kick that other leg out and take him right to the back seat if he gets the chance. Right him against the cage right here, right in front of us. Beautiful step back.
Man.
This is high-level Greco-Roman wrestling right there. Getting ready to step right back over to that mount. Soften him up with the body punches.
You could hear the thump on those body shots.
He's going to have sore ribs tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. See, he reacted to it. He just needs to keep going back to those body shots.
It's been 2 hard rounds with
Right.
Nguyen on his back.
He's
So
looking
at
for-
this point, he's probably breaking.
He's looking for that Kimura right now.
Oh, elbows to the body.
Just
De Castro right back to that mount. Effortless. Now heavy punches. Heavy punches
Ooh.
from the mount. Good rear naked attempt. But once again, Nguyen is just smart. It was the smart decision. He was going to give up his back and turn back to the mount. But once again,
Man,
taking this
just-
punishment. De Castro now just banging him out, just pounding him out.
Yeah, he shouldn't be going for that sub. He could probably get the finish if he just keeps scoring.
The referee stepping in close, and he steps in and stops it.
Man.
TKO with less than 10 seconds to go.
Man.
A way to save us from another decision. Still only one decision after 10 fights. 2 fights to go.
Yeah, man. Victory MMA with another big win.
Another.
And then there was that wrestling that we talked about it, man. That you see a consistent trait with the overwhelming majority of high-level leagues, and that's the champs are generally wrestlers. There's obviously exceptions, but generally speaking, the wrestler can dictate where the fight happens.
Yes.
And that's it's such a hard thing to overcome.
Well, the number of wrestling world champions in MMA versus striking is a huge disparity.
Yeah, I mean,
Huge.
it just dwarfs them.
It's huge. You
And-
could take every striking discipline, add them together, and you still don't even break halfway to wrestling.
And I love the fact that he abandoned the sub at one point, and he's just like, I gotta finish with strikes. Because Hung was defending well.
He was making the right decisions every submission attempt. And that was the beautiful thing. This is where I was saying he might be a better pro than he is an amateur.
Yeah, very possible.
But he made the right decisions. It was just, you're fighting the wrong guy at this point.
Yeah,
This is a high-level Greco-Roman wrestler, state championship wrestler. There's no way you're getting away from that. But to survive on the ground and not get submitted by a high-level brown belt like that and make the right decisions. He escaped a deep arm bar. He got out of the guillotine. He got out of the rear naked choke. So he showed some good defense, but he just couldn't capitalize on those mistakes.
right. Super explosive.
Very explosive. Made the right decisions, but it landed him in another bad spot because Audric's
Right.
flow was
Ladies
just
and
ridiculous.
gentlemen,
Yeah, that was
referee Grady Thomas calls a stop to the contest at 1 minute 50 seconds of the 3rd round for your winner by TKO, Audric De Castro.